Well, welcome everybody. Thank you, as I always like to say, for the privilege of your time. You could be anywhere else in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, but you chose to be here. And completely unannounced but surprised, we not only have Mr. Barsano, but we have the Crypto Casey. So welcome everybody. And stay tuned. We've got people streaming in, but they're late and they'll catch up. This is always recorded, and you'll find it on our YouTube channel within a couple of days. And you'll also get a note from Zoom as to the replay as well. We've been working out some kinks in the background, but if you ever miss it and something goofs up on Zoom, then you can always find it on our channel, and we'll post that later. So, to the ladies first, Casey,
Hello,
great to see
everyone.
you.
Welcome. Thank you guys for having me. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your
Uh,
time.
Well, yeah, thank you for the opportunity to speak with your audience, Mr. Barsano. Uh, the the
By the
newest
way,
member,
by the way,
pardon me.
let me just make sure everybody knows on behalf of those that have not been here before, Edward and I, in case you're wondering, who are these two guys? Edward and I are the educational and the support system on behalf for Casey on behalf of her audience as it pertains to Go Baby Trade. Okay, so we do this once a week on her behalf and on behalf of her audience, and it's every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So go ahead, Edward.
Yeah, and always be on the lookout in case the famous Crypto Casey shows up.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to set some expectations. Bear with me while I share my screen. Just give me the thumbs up when it
Yeah,
is showing.
it's coming up real quick here.
Okay.
Any second? Yeah, it's up
Yeah.
now.
All right. There's always a delay. All right. There you go. So my words of the day, I know I changed them up. I started with transformation a couple of months ago, but now I want to focus in on the biggest thing you're going to take away from, other than your life's going to get a whole lot easier if you decide to use the tool. But it's one of the very few things on the planet that creates consistent safety, security, and cash flow. What do I mean by cash flow? Money that shows up in your sleep. Safety and security, anybody that's been in crypto or knows anything about crypto, if you don't control it, you have a problem. In this case, you'll see a platform, the one and only platform that exists. That is an automated, completely 100% automated crypto trading platform, and most importantly, money management platform that allows you to always be trading, ABT. You're going to see something that you haven't seen anywhere else, and you won't see anywhere else. 25 years, security, safety, never sold at a loss, unless, of course, you goof it up and you manually do it, which we'll warn you not to do. Trades crypto 24/7, 365. You're going to see an overview, not too deep of a dive, but about a 45-minute deep dive on what makes this trading platform so special. And it has been in existence, both stock and crypto for the past 4+ years, and in stocks, automated trading there as well for the past 25 years. You're going to see what I've personally deemed, and nicknamed the $1 billion report, which shows the most volatile optimal trading opportunities in crypto over the last year and the last month. It's a report that updates monthly. You're going to see live demonstrations of real platforms. You're going to get rare feedback and commentary from Crypto Casey, which is why we're all here. We all love the education that she provides. Nonstop to everybody in this space, and such a huge benefit. So we always say thank you to Crypto Casey, whether she's here or not. So you'll understand by the time we get to the end. You'll understand that you'll walk away and you'll go, "Yep, I've never seen this before." And if it doesn't pop in your head, I will be surprised. This is too good to be true, except for this is not too good to be true. 25-year track record, as I talked about. You're going to walk away and realize that you can set a part or as much of your financial future in creating cash flow on autopilot. Set it and forget it, period. All right, I've got to juggle screens. I'm going to go over a couple more screens really quickly. I'm not going to read this, but We're all semi-adults here, I hope. We are not giving out financial, investment, tax, personal finance, maybe some marriage advice, maybe not, but we are here
Just do it
for
her
it.
way. You'll be all right.
Say yes, dear. Educational, informational purposes only, and that's it. We're not predicting outcomes. We are, however, going to show you factual events that support everything that we share with you, so you don't have to wonder, geez, is this real or does it work? It has been working consistently. Lastly, we already know because we've done this quite a few times. We already know these are the questions that reside in your head. So we will systematically go through them, right? Uh, does the system work? Yep, it works. Is it real? Yep, it's real. And you'll have a crypto expert, one of the biggest, most influential experts in this space, tell you directly if she would like to share what her experiences are. So there's no better way to do that than to hear from somebody that knows the market better than all of us put together, that has tried everything, that has seen more scams than you can count, I would imagine, Casey, and maybe a little account in your background, your history about what we've brought to the market, and with the privilege of sharing it with your audience. But right now, I'll turn it over to my co-host Attila. Will take us to the next step, and then Casey, you're the not Ed. Not that you're not special, but Casey's
Don't
always the
worry.
super special, and she gets to jump in wherever she wants. So with that, Attila, take it away.
Sure thing. Thanks, Edward, for the intro. Folks, thanks for being here. So my background is on mainly financial. I don't want to bore you with the details, but in 2020, September of 2020, I jumped into this space, digital money revolution, head first on purpose. And best move I ever made financially. Fascinating space, very lucrative, very interesting. I'm never bored. But the main thing is, I want to share the story of how I met Mr. Barsano, a little bit about his background, how I met him, and as a result of that, we're all here today, which is pretty cool. So Ed Barsano spent 8 years in the Navy, some nuclear engineering for the government in between before he got his job hired by Bill Gates at Microsoft, approximately 1985. One of the first 350 programmers there, and he hates it when I say this, but he was a rock star there because one of the reasons for that is because
A lot of people would argue with that because we were all type A personalities, baby. We were all at war with each other.
I believe that. And he's got some great stories. I've heard a lot of them, but the main thing that sticks in my head is when he was tasked to do something there, it wasn't to make something that already existed better. It was like start this from scratch and create this. And
Create
that's pretty
this
cool,
impossible thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. So anyway, he had a great tenure there and retired, a young man, 39 years old, was bored to death, started buying the tech stocks, and in 2000, fortunately for all of us, he got crushed in the 2000 stock market crash.
You're
Now,
welcome.
why do I say fortunately? Well, because he felt like he was robbed. He lost about 60% of his net worth, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna teach these people a lesson and I'm gonna level the playing field so anybody without gambling can have a fair shot at making money every day and automating a portion of their life with the stock trader." So he developed a fully robotic autonomous stock trader back in 2000, launched it in 2001, and built it up to the point where he got a lot of business. Now, I was introduced by a mutual friend in 2012, 20 minutes on a call and on a conference. It was a conference call back then with a screen share. It wasn't Zoom. But I said that stop talking. I understand it, and I want this in my portfolio. So I bought it. I bought the license. It rocked. It really rocked. The only thing is, it was pretty tedious to download. It was downloadable software back then.
Yeah, well, you had to get off that dial-up phone you had, that dial-up connection.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, what happened was I actually helped to market it somewhat back then. And then in 2014, Ed went back to being solo, got away from that marketing group. And in 2018-ish, he sold out to a hedge fund. Now, this is where it gets interesting. In 2024, March, almost 2 years ago, yeah, 23 months ago, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm like, yeah, I love cash flow. I got a great crypto portfolio, but I'm a cash flow guy. My parents always said cash is king. I think that's out the window. It's cash flow is king. So I'm like, how can I continue to have my crypto earn more crypto in a safe and secure manner? Because at that moment in time, I had already lost a lot of money in different DeFi and blockchain and crypto cash flow projects. And the reason I lost those monies, I didn't control my crypto. A third party wallet or exchange had my crypto. So it took a day, but Ed Barsano's name popped in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll bet my life on the fact that at some point in the last 3, 4 years, he developed a trader. And he did. I called him. I still had his number in my phone. We spoke for 3 hours. And we had a great chat. And he said, Attila, I launched this thing in April of 2021. And as soon as I launched it and I hit go, he said that I realized immediately this thing was light years ahead of the stock trade. And I said, how come? And he gave me 4 compelling reasons. Number one, he said stocks trade 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day. I'm sorry, 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7. That's a big advantage. And I agreed. Number two, he said something I already knew. You need a lot of volatility to be very successful in any kind of trading. And there's no asset class on planet Earth with more volatility than the crypto asset class. And that's true. But number three and number four is really what got me. He said, number three, it's not downloadable software anymore. It's web-based. And I really didn't know what that meant back then. So I said, what do you mean? He said, if you buy the license again right now, I can have you connected to your Coinbase in less than 10 minutes. And I said, oh man, that's music to my ears because I remember the old days. I said, giddy up, let's go. I bought the software on the spot. I was now a license holder, and in 8.5 minutes, I was connected to my Coinbase account with just under 10 grand. Now, folks, that was a mind blower. But number four was, and should be the most important thing to all of you right now, and that is this. He said, I created an API connection where it connects to your own Coinbase and Kraken account so you and only you control your money. I can't touch your money. And I'm like, that's brilliant because that's why I lost all that money over the last 3.5 years prior to that. So I said, Ed, we got to get this out to the world. And that's when we started working together. And then later on, we met Edward and I ran into Crypto Casey, and the rest is history. But it's real important for everybody to understand 2 things. When we say on this Zoom today, well, you're going to hear it several times, 100% unattended or set it and forget it. When we say that, we really mean it. Once you buy the license, and it's a 3-year license, and all of you for being on the call today as a subscriber of Crypto Casey are entitled to a $1,000 discount. Edward will put the link into the chat so you can just click on it and get that discount. But what I'm getting at is when we say set it and forget it, it truly is. Once you buy the license, you don't have to interact with it. You don't have to, this is not copy trading. You literally don't have to have any screen time. It's amazing. Now, you obviously will want to look at it once or twice a day to see what it's doing, especially when you're new. That's fine. That's different. Okay. But as far as you having to do anything, zero. It's amazing. It's never been done. So the second thing I want you to keep right here at the forefront of your mind as we go through this, and then I'll turn it back over to Edward, is that just stop for a minute and understand what this man has created for the world. Without anybody being a accredited investor, without anybody knowing anything about trading, without anyone knowing anything about crypto or stocks, you hardly have to know anything, frankly, about computers. You could now automate a portion of your financial life and make money in your sleep. And who was it that said, if you're not making money in your sleep, you're going to work till you die? Warren Buffett. And that's a very true statement. I
think I told him that. I think I told Warren
Oh,
that.
okay. I stand corrected then. All right. So anyway, the link is in the chat now, and I'm going to hand it back over to Edward. I think you had a few things you wanted to interject before we get Ed Barsano speaking to all of us. You're muted, Edward. You're muted.
There. If only you gave my wife a mute button for me. So sorry about that. No, for me, not for her.
Okay.
That wasn't a rude. That was against me. So before I'm going to yield the floor here in a minute to Crypto Casey because it's such a rarity and a privilege to have her on. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna show a real quick exercise before we even go deep diving into this thing, this platform. This is a little bit out of order, but I'm going to share my screen and show you something and tell you a little bit of a story about it. It is a trader that I set up for some of you may know, if not, now you will. I served with and for the Matrix for 3+ decades. So one of my superpowers is I know what the program what the Matrix has programmed us all for the last 3 or 4 generations to do, which is go to school, get a job, trade time for money, not have financial independence in any way, shape, or form. If you follow Crypto Casey, you know that everything is a scam. Right, except for this. Scam. So I'm gonna show you something that I did. Right, we are all a product of the product. Obviously, Mr. Barsano, this has been his baby, literally GoBabyTrade baby, for the last 25, 26 years. So I took this and my nonprofit. So I started a nonprofit that loves on people that worked in my field, mostly invisible behind the scenes, and just started it on a very sentimental day for me, September 11th of last year. That has significant meaning to me because I was part of the intel group that supported the horse soldiers as a first response to 9/11. So those are the people that I support with this. So I decided then to start an account for them to trade, and a portion of all of our donations go into this account. So far, we put $15,000 in, and what better way to serve them and leverage, as Mr. Barsano calls, the world's best savings account. And I'll make that make sense. So I'm not going to tell you anything about this other than we started with 15,000, and in 5 months it's generated $2,500 in profit. Now that is on an annualized basis, 62.76% return on your money. And by the way, in a 95% down market over the last 4 years, not too shabby. Almost as much as your Wells Fargo savings account pays, right, Casey? Well, first of all,
absolutely not.
First of all, you don't have a
Wells Fargo savings account.
No.
However, with that, let me translate that to this, and I'll put this calculator, online calculator that I'm displaying here in the chat, because it's a great tool to articulate over time what this trader and trading platform, besides complete security, besides complete control of your own money, besides the ability to make more money that you and anywhere else safely and securely and anywhere on the planet. So let me do this. So there's 15,000 over, and I ran this scenario over a 9-year period because it articulates the ability to show you how powerful compounding is. And what did Einstein call compounding? The eighth wonder of the world. Those that understand it make money from it, compound interest, and those that don't understand it pay it. So let's put a couple of numbers in here. So I'm going to put that exact annualized 62.76% on an annual basis. And then we're committed to, actually, I'll run 2 scenarios. So as a nonprofit, we're committed to adding at least $500 to the principal of this trader. So watch what this does over time. Look at the number.
I wish you would start with just $1,000 because it's
okay. And I'm going to show a second one. I'm going to show it. I'm going to back off and show.
Just remember, we got a hard stop today.
Yep. So. Understood. But the power of this platform gives you that sort of a number, right? So let me back it off and do as Attila suggested. And if it were only 5,000 to start with, but I started the first example was I started with 15,000 in the nonprofit account, right? So adding $100, recalculate that for the average person that says, okay, I don't have 15,000, but I've got 5,000. Still, you have an account balance at the end of that 9 years of 591,000. Let's just say it's 590,000. So at the end of 590,000, right? At the end of that 9 years, you go, okay, I'm not going to be playing with all the money anymore. I am going to simply live on the residual income. So 590,000 per year, 50% per year, which I lowered that as well. Okay, is $295,000 that you're going to make per year. Divide that by 12. Bear with me, quick math, and then I'll yield the floor. It's almost 25, it's $24,583 a month that you can live on residual income. It's probably slightly more or less than what you're going to make in retirement if you worked 40 years in and money in 401k that you can't really access. So powerful example. Just wanted to plant that seed before I turn it over to Casey. Do you want to give us a little bit of a background and what your thoughts are then and now about the trader and the power that it gives your clients and subscribers and pretty much everybody out there on the planet.
Yes, absolutely. So, what's funny, I'm a little sick, so I sound weird, but I'm all right.
You sound
Anyways,
fine.
whenever I first met you guys, it was actually through a mutual friend that was at a conference or some, I don't remember what it was, but it had nothing to do with crypto. And then Edward has said he was involved with blockchain technology. And he's like, my friend said, oh, you should meet my friend. She does YouTube videos, educational stuff about it. So then that was the link. And so I meet up with Attila and Edward, and they, give me the spiel about GoBabyTrade. And I'm like, all right, okay, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a scam. Like, there's no such thing as set it, forget it. I was very, skeptical. I always am. But part of what I do with my education is that I try everything out personally. And then if I think people should be exposed to it and it'll help people and I will use it myself, then I will talk about it. So I actually didn't even tell them that I bought the trader. So I bought it for like the $4,500 price point, the regular one in January of, was this 2024?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, and then I didn't tell them. They kind of followed up with me in April, and I was like, "Yeah, I bought it." And they're like, "Oh, you should have told us." I'm like, "No, I just wanted to have the organic experience." So, until I think August, so 8 months into it is when I felt comfortable enough to make the video. And so I did. I got a lot of backlash, but it's fine because actually since then, it's been a lot of good feedback. I think it's a great addition to any investment strategy. And it's so set it, forget it, which I used to hate that term, but with all this AI technology advancing, I was even, whenever you guys were talking, I haven't even looked at it and I log in and there's all these new features, which I would like to learn about in this.
I'm the same way. I don't look at my
Yeah.
auto trader unless I'm doing a webinar. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
simple. It's just it makes money and you don't even think about it. It's just there. The
Mhm.
ultimate savings account.
Yeah, and actually, even whenever I think the last time I was on here, I think it was the week of Thanksgiving, and one of the things I asked Ed was, "What percentage of trading do you think is artificial intelligence?" And he said probably over 95%, even more. So first of all, we can't compete. Second of all, now that Wall Street's in, we can't compete. And actually, the other day on a podcast, I heard like hedge funds make money based off volatility. So they're incentivized to manipulate things in order to capitalize on little moves in the market. And that's exactly what this does, without having to have a hedge fund behind you, or, you could just, you're kind of like, it levels the playing field, I guess, which is pretty cool.
That's a great point. That's a really good point.
Yeah, you said something really magical that hopefully everybody caught is that the hedge funds are incentivized to manipulate markets.
And they're
And what
100% plugged in. And I think every time on this webinar, I talk about, I think it's called the Hummingbird Project, where it's that true story where Wall Street literally built fiber optic cables to connect their servers faster than other stuff. So we can't compete with these guys. They're doing it. It's not even 24. Sorry, this cat is. over here making a mess.
It's
But
okay.
this is my orange cat Felix.
Hey, Felix.
But yeah, there's no way we can compete unless we're using AI. And I mean, going forward, if people aren't using AI, it's going to be not the best decision to make.
Casey, the other day we were talking about two things: time freedom that this gives you, but also the peace of mind. And there's a lot of things out there that I think I want to know if you agree with this or not. There's a lot of things out there that you're investing in, but it really, you never have that total peace of mind because you don't know, is it going to last? Is this real? Who's behind this? So far, so good, but is it going to last? So would you agree with the way Ed designed this? You never have to, you could truly have that peace of mind to know it never sells at a loss. There's no leverage, there's no stop losses. And in the 25-year track record, going strong now, almost 26, it truly does give people that peace of mind.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at a spectrum of peace of mind and risks involved, this is one of the lower risk things that I've encountered.
Amen.
Yeah. I
Yep.
don't like to give 100% guarantees and stuff but I mean,
Nobody
There
can.
is
I
no such
can't.
thing as
Yeah.
100%
I wrote
guarantee.
the software, and I'm not giving you a 100% guarantee. I'm kidding.
But yeah,
No, yeah, but
we,
even with Bitcoin has attack vectors, sure, but there's it's like what is the best and what is the worst? There's no guarantee, but this is one of the best that I've encountered.
well,
Thank you.
I'm not that old though, so I don't know.
Yeah,
The
that's
technology's
true.
changing so fast that we don't even know what's going to be around,
I'm
a year from
staying
now.
up on it. I'm
Yeah,
staying up on
that's
it.
like the biggest risk is
There
like
is one
staying
guarantee.
up with it.
There is one guarantee we could give everybody, and that's the trader will give you and yield you as much money as the market gives the trader, right?
Yeah, it's up to the market. They're
Up
moving
to
the
the market,
prices, and
market dependent.
that's the gift
Yep.
from God that we have going on right now is we get to piggyback what the big boys are doing.
that's
So I'm
right.
like, thank
That's right.
you.
Without
Run these
having
coins
billions of
down to
dollars.
zero, baby, or take them all the way to the bottom. Thank you.
Ed Barsano, why don't you kick in now? And thank you, Casey,
All
for your
right.
Yes, thank
comments.
you,
No,
Casey.
for
Why
sure.
don't you take it away, Ed?
Well,
You are
Casey, I like it when you go spam, spam, spam. I mean, no, scam, scam,
Scam,
scam.
Spam, spam,
both, yeah.
spam,
Spam.
Spam, and then the scam happens after you get the spam.
Because the first time you said, when you first heard about GoBabyTrade, when they first told you about it, you said, scam, scam, scam.
No,
You
I
said,
literally told my friend, I was like, there was one rule of whenever you talk about me, and it's that, and you broke it. Because we're in this meeting, and I'm like, oh no. But
well,
yeah.
you,
to the complete thank you to your friend. I was almost said his name.
Yeah, yeah.
That has turned out to
uh,
be a huge blessing to know you and become come to know you as a business and personal friend, and also the ability to be able for you to work through as you so diligently do, and then expose something of great value to your audience. So anybody that's out there that's a huge fan like we are of you, is thankful. You know, Ed got his ass kicked, which is a huge benefit to us, and then Casey worked through the scam to get
Oh
to
yeah, no,
the
actually,
daylight.
so whenever I got into crypto, I got my finance degree, right? And once I got my bachelor's, I said, I got a degree in how to scam people, and this is awful. So I hated finance, and I didn't work in finance. I did financial stuff for law firms and stuff, but that was just like books and strategy, not like consulting or anything. But when I found crypto, I was like, wait, this might be like the thing that makes finance good and
Legit.
transparent. Yeah. So I got a degree in a scam, so I understand the scam, and I want to teach people about the scam.
Very good.
cool.
Very good.
All right, Ed Barsano, take it away, buddy.
Hello. All right. Well, the first thing I want to do is share my screen.
Great.
And you already gave a very good bio of me. I appreciate that. And what I have on here is that when you type in crypto, this gobabytrade.com/cryptocasey, you get this reduced price by $1,000.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
Thank
I'll
you.
drop the link in again.
Okay, Casey made that available for us between the two of us. She gives, if you use her link, you get $1,000 off. That's just specifically for her audience. exclusively for her audience. And thank you, Casey, for that. The next thing I want to do before I go and start talking about the trader is I have to address stuff that Attila just said during his intro. This is my favorite time. You know, Attila Follies, we call this section.
Attila Follies.
That's a good one.
Well, the first thing is you said, let's see. I wanted to get the words exactly right. What I said in 2001.
Oh, yeah.
When the market crashed, my exact words were, you know, when I got hammered in that 2000 crash, my exact words were, you picked on the wrong guy. I'm going to hurt you for that. I said, I don't know who you is, but I'm going to punish you for that. I'm going to automate this market, and I'm going to give auto traders away to everybody for free. And I literally gave away thousands of auto traders for free, all the way up until TD Ameritrade called me in 2006 and said, will you connect it to us so our clients can use it? And, you know, so, and that was cool. They said, you know, because you're real. And I'm like,
Can you
oh, thank you.
explain?
I said, you're right. I am real.
Can you explain why you gave the traders initially away for free? Because that's actually
Well,
an interesting story.
Well, the reason I gave it away for free is because I wanted to level the playing field. I said, you know, we all got robbed in the 2000 market crash. I could see the scam. I saw the game they played. They just robbed us. They pushed all the tech stocks down to the bottom for no reason whatsoever. And then what did everybody else do? Everybody bailed out of the market. Who was sucking up those millions of shares we were all dumping? The big boys, the whales, the big brokerages. You know, they just cleaned us, they just robbed us all. They got all our shares at the bottom and then they rocketed them. Look where the coins are now, or the stocks. You know, all the stock markets at record highs. What happened? They just pushed us all out and they robbed our shares. They did the same thing in the 2008 market crash with the bank stocks. They pushed the bank stocks down to $1. Millions of people got out of the market as if it was the end of the banking industry. I don't know what everybody was thinking. And then everybody sold out, and then the whales pushed the banks to $50 a share. They got rich. We all went back to our regular jobs, right? And they're doing the same thing. I'm watching them do the same thing with cryptos. They're 95% of the cryptos out there already is already all owned by the whales. BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard. Trump's got $7 billion worth of crypto. And what's interesting is he didn't buy it at the bottom where the prices are now. They bought it all much higher as it was going lower. They were accumulating. And the public, this is where you could learn something right away. Stop looking at the account value, because that's just the price of the coins going down. Your inventory is going lower in value. What's important is the profits you're taking, that you took off the table. This is the most important number, because you're going to keep taking profits forever. The account value is just numbers going up and down based on the account, based on the price of the coins fluctuating in value up and down. But that just goes up and down because the price of the coins
real
go
quick.
up and down.
Sure.
1 second. So what's funny, this is the biggest contention point as well with people that ask me questions. And it's, imagine if you buy and hold an altcoin, which is what traditionally as traditional crypto can be with modern tech. People buy and hold, they'll watch it go up and down, make no money at all. They just watch this fake number and then hold it to 98%, drop. Still hold it and say, hey, is it going to come back? You can still hold it and make money while the price is changing. That's like the hardest concept for me to get through to people. So continue, but
Me
no,
too.
yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, look what happened with silver. It went over $100 an ounce, and then it came all the way back down to, what's it at, 70, something like that? And if you had silver dollars in your drawer, it didn't mean anything to you. It went up, and then it came down, and you didn't do anything. Bitcoin's the same thing. What was its high, 129,000 or something? Is that what the number was?
It's like 120, 121.
121? But and then it comes all the way back down to, where's it at? 65,900. That's down here. It's like, if you just bought and held it, well, you wrote it up and then you wrote it down. But at least if you were trading, you're buying and selling the whole time it's going up, and then you're buying and selling the whole time it's going down.
And that's exactly how Wall Street makes money. They
Right.
don't
They make a
buy and hold.
fortune.
They manipulate and they capitalize off of this volatility and the chaos,
Hmm.
just like this thing does.
Right.
That's why
Yeah,
I call it a gift from God, what they've offered us, because they're the ones moving the prices, not us. We get to piggyback what they're doing. So
yeah.
big down days like this are a gift. Down 4.9%. Thank you. What an opportunity. We get to buy at these ridiculously low prices. These prices now are what I call insultingly low. This is getting ridiculous now. Like the graph right here has 70,000 users or more, or companies using them, and they're sitting at 2.6 cents a share. They should be at $26 a share. They're sitting at 2.67. Like I said, the whales are loading up like crazy from much higher prices all the way to the bottom. And as the prices are going lower, it's scaring the public out because they're looking at their account value go down, and they don't realize that inventory, that's just the way it works. If the price of a coin goes down and you're holding inventory, then the price of your account went down. But you're offsetting it by, like, this 371,000. Picture I would be down 371,000 from this if I wasn't taking those profits. So the profits are good. You got to keep turning inventory. You wouldn't open a 7-Eleven, fill up the shelves, and then lock the doors and wait for food to fluctuate in price. You want to constantly be trading. You want to sell the inventory, restock the shelves. That's what it looks like here at the bottom of the trader on the lower right here. You can see all the sells here where it's, and then the buys. The buys have no numbers. And it's just a constant buy, sell, fill up the shelves, sell it all off, constant, just keep taking money forever. This is a profit trader for life. And literally, it's never going to stop.
Hey, Ed,
And some people are still keep looking at their account value. I feel bad.
since you're on here, Ed, why don't you just go over real quick the light blue section on the left so people know what's what there, what everything means?
Okay, but just to quickly finish what I was saying about
Yeah.
when I was giving away the free auto traders,
Hmm.
when I brought TD Ameritrade on, I got instantly, like overnight, thousands of new subscribers.
Hmm.
And then that involved millions of dollars of infrastructure I had to build at the co-location centers, like where all my servers are. I got a huge cage. Somebody asked me, how big is it? I don't know. Thousands of square feet. It's a big cage with a lot of servers, a lot of racks. And this is not the kind of thing you create in your garage. This is these people thinking you're going to create an auto trader sitting at home. You don't have a prayer. One of the biggest things that I learned remember in 2000 had an automated. I just started. I got hammered, right? I automated the market in 2001, and that's when my education started. Because then I started seeing all the corruption in the market. And then I started adding the counters to the corruption into the software to say, oh, if that happens, don't let them pull that one on you again. And that's what's nice about an auto trader, about the software, is it keeps the smarter it gets, the less corruption they can mess with you on. Like we don't float limit orders out in public view because the professional traders are looking at your limit order. If you buy something at 10 and you say I want to sell it at 11 and you throw that order in public view at the exchange or at the broker, stockbroker even, you that's called a limit order. If it goes to 11, I want to sell it. Well, if you put that out there publicly, the professional traders are looking at it, they're saying, well, I'll just buy and sell it under the 11. They'll dry up all the buyers and they'll never hit your price because if you could buy it at 10.50, why would I wait till it goes to 11? I'm going to buy it at 10.50. So they're buying and selling under you. And then the price goes down and you wonder, why didn't it go to my price? So, the software is just chock full of so much corruption, so much bad stuff out there where the public, like Crypto Casey said, you don't even have a prayer. And then the AI, I've been doing AI since 1989. I mean, the AI that I have in here has been running since 2001. It's 20, what is that, 25 years now? And and if you created an AI system right now, today, AI is a learning system. It has to, you can't tell it 1 + 1 is 2. It's got to figure that out on its own. It learns it on its own. So it's got all the technical indicators, 27 of them in the AI. So it's like a 25-year-old running a foot race against a 2-year-old.
Yep.
If you created
Yep.
a system with AI in it right now, you're like a baby. You don't know what you don't know because your AI hasn't seen what's happened. My AI has seen the up and down and all the stuff going on over the last 25 years. So it's way ahead of everybody. I literally have, like Attila said, I literally really have no competitors at all. I looked at some bots out there, and I don't really like to look at other people's things. But one person said, "Hey, will you look at this out here and see what you think of this bot?" Well, as soon as I looked at one of them, it said, "Well, we have you could pick from 1 to 50 strategies." I'm like, goodbye. You got 50 strategies? I don't know. Crypto Casey, you got 50 strategies to make money?
No. What's funny is like there's I think a
I
common
got one.
misconception that I trade. I've never traded. Whenever I got into crypto, I buy and hold and through a cycle, like even years and years of like negative 98% from when I bought it. And then if the market comes back, which usually it would, like every 4 years, then I kind of got lucky or luckier. But I mean, at the end of the day, education and stuff, this is the only time that I don't actively trade. I don't want to sit here and try to figure out what's going on because, like we're just discussing, we don't stand a chance. And we didn't before, and now it's even more obvious. So it's an easier sell that, hey, it's hopeless out there unless you're using what they're using.
Right.
Well, if you're sitting on 1 billion shares, you can kind of control the prices because you have a lot of shares to play with. You can go ahead and drive the price down. You can cause the prices to drive down. Most of the trading activity in the crypto market is all done by the big guys. You and I aren't changing these prices. We're not making these prices move. That's
Yeah.
not me doing it. You got to be trading millions and millions of dollars a minute, making these prices do what they do. And they know in advance what they're going to do. They already know that they're going to drive a coin up tomorrow. I don't have that crystal ball. I don't know what they're going to do because they're the ones doing it, not me. So they know in advance that they're going to push a coin up. So today they drive it down. And what do they do when they drive it down? The public gets scared because they see their account value go down quickly in one day. They go, "Oh, wow, my account's going lower and lower." And what they're doing is they're trying to drive everybody out. These prices, like I said, are becoming insultingly, it's just an
Can you
insult.
can do you still have the thing? Yeah. Can you click on the layer two thing and show them like how fast this stuff is moving?
Oh, sure. Like ACH right here, level
Like
level
this is what you're
two.
up against.
Let me hide something on my screen here so I can see it too. Yeah, the numbers are constantly
They're
changing, but
moving
let's
in
see.
milliseconds.
This is something the normal person that owns the license will never see. This is all
Yeah,
behind the
the
scenes.
software's tracking it.
Yeah, 3
Oh,
million lines of code, folks. 3 million lines plus. Mm.
here's Dogecoin's level 2 screen.
Yeah, good luck
And
with
look
that.
at, do you see these real small numbers like 11.2 down here? That's fake. That's fake stuff. They're throwing numbers in there just to so you think you're going to actually, if you're selling it, you're going to get this price, but really you're going to get a much lower price. There's a lot of manipulation, a lot of fake numbers in here. The auto trader tracks that. It can see that, like that 11.2, right? You see it pop up 58.9. You're trading 10,000 shares. You're not going to get that price because you're going to have to buy more shares, and in order to fill your order you might get the price up here, not down here. So sometimes people see what they call the best bid and the best ask. That's just the lowest ask price on the top here is the best ask, and the highest bid price on the bottom is the best bid. But seldom, I mean, there's so many fake orders here that these best bid and ask. That's like fake stuff down there.
Hey,
I mean,
Ed,
that's not real. You're never,
Ed,
don't even,
can,
but the auto trader counters all that. It stops the corruption. It stops them from throwing numbers out there that are going to just mess up the average guy.
since you got a hard stop today and we got 40 minutes to go, do you want to go to the, for the sake of
Well,
everybody
I'll
that's
do what
new,
you asked to do, right away. Just give them
Well,
a
show
quick update here.
the
I
bucket
was
of the
going to say
well?
wet, yeah, well and
All right.
septic.
This is the
Bucket
concept.
well.
If you understand this, if
Right.
you understand how a well works for
Yep.
water, These aren't trick things. If the bucket goes from the top to the bottom and gets the water and goes all the way back up, it has to do that. It can't go halfway down and then go back up. It'll have an empty bucket. It's got to go to the bottom and it's got to go to the top. People know that that will pump as long as there's enough water in the water basin here and the bucket's big enough, it'll pump millions and billions of gallons of water a year or in your lifetime. It's
Right.
just going to keep pumping water forever. There's no dispute there. Everybody gets that. We all get it. There's no trick. However, if it's the crypto market, it doesn't have to go all the way down. It just has to go down a little and you buy, and up a little and you sell. It's like buying bags of potato chips. And if it goes lower, hold that loser. Don't worry. When the price goes back up there, you'll sell that one. In the meantime, here's where the action is. I didn't say it. So for the crypto market, it doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. It doesn't have to go all the way to the top. All it's got to do is this: buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, forever. This is a money machine that'll pump money forever. And it doesn't matter where the price goes. The price could drop 95%. You're still down here pumping money for the rest of your life. Okay, so you see that? And if you get a rail, like a coin jumps 20%, you sell all that inventory that you had, that you bought, that you were holding up there, you sell it all off. So some people, they say, well, I don't want to make just $6 a trade or $10 a trade. That's based on how much money you have in your account. That's just a function of your own account value. It's 100% a year is 100% a year. If you have $1 million, then 100% of a million is a million. If you have $100, 100% of 100 is 100. So don't worry about that. Plus, think of this: you can't sell $50 bags of potato chips at a 7-Eleven. Nobody will pay for it. I don't think you can sell $50 bags of potato chips anywhere. So you can't say I demand to make this much per trade. It doesn't work that way. You have to sell. You can only sell what the market will bear. And in the 7-Eleven world, $2.99 is what the market will bear. You can sell $2.99 bags of potato chips all day long, and then but you can't dictate what the people are willing to pay. And that's one of the other issues that I see people get confused in the market is they demand more money than what the market is willing to give. What's nice about the auto trader is it says, hey, you want to give me $5? I'll take it. You want to give me 2,000? I'll take that. I go where the prices go. I'm not Hillary Clinton where she said, when they go low, we go high. Remember that? She did that famous speech. And I think she was talking about morality and all that, and I get that. But in the crypto world, when they go low, we go low. When they go high, we go high. We go where the prices go and just keep pumping money. This will pump money out for the rest of your life. It's called a life trader. And it's a pure numbers game. It's the ultimate savings account, and it doesn't put all your money in at once. See, in order for you to be able to continue buying, even if after a coin's dropped 70%, the software reserves enough money to be able to have money when the price goes down there. This is where people get killed manually trading, doing things under buying holders. They go in at the top, and then the coins down here, like Crypto Casey said, the prices are moving around, but you bought it all up there. You don't have any money. You're not down. You're not trading. So until it goes all the way back to the top, you haven't made 10 cents. With the auto trader, you don't even care if it ever goes back up there. It can sit down here and trade down here for the rest of my life. The name of the game is just keep pumping free money and
Yep.
never stop. If this doesn't work, then that means commerce doesn't work. I didn't invent commerce. Commerce has been going on for thousands of years, The ancient Egyptians created it, I guess. Wow, we could create a product and sell it at a higher price, or buy a product from somebody else and put it in our store and sell it at a higher price. That's called commerce. That's how it works, and that's how it works all over the world for thousands of years. That's all this auto trader does. It's commerce.
I think we need to reframe it from being a savings account because I think when people think savings account, it's like, hey, I have 3 months maybe worth of savings. If there's an emergency, then I need to liquidate and access this money. Whereas whenever people think about retirement accounts, they just kind of don't look at it. They just like know that it's working for them without them doing
Yeah,
anything. But this one is way better than, giving it to
it's a
your
it's a
stockbroker.
combination of both.
So I think people get freaked out when they see the account value and they're like, "Oh, what if I need to access this money?" And then it's like lower than what I put in, but they don't think about that when they look at their retirement account
Right.
unless there's a major problem that they would need to liquidate, but obviously they know the consequences of that.
Yeah,
But that makes
comparing
sense.
it
Like I
to
think that would make things
Plus,
better to
yeah,
well,
retrain.
also you have the total profits. You have the software's constantly taking profits and putting it into this profit save bucket here. All your profits are going in here. Like a couple years ago, I had 300,000 sitting in that account, and just in savings, in profits, right? I went and took 200,000 and bought a Range Rover. Didn't even care because I call it free money. I don't even look at money like it's real anymore. I mean, it's just because it's just I use my Coinbase Visa card all the time. And when I go to the store and I'm paying for something, and I just pull out my Coinbase Visa card and I put it on the machine to pay, and I think to myself, it's just, it always clicks. I always think the same thing. The card that keeps on giving, it's just free. I mean, in the last 30 days, this one here, on a very slow 30 days, by the way, a lot of down market in that last 30 days, it still took $5,700 of free money.
yeah, to
And
your to your point, Casey, something just sunk in. So retirement accounts, or 401k as an example, right?
oh, it's the ultimate
you're
savior.
penalized for touching any of that, right? And in case of emergency,
You know what they're doing with
right,
it? They're using it to do this.
right, they're using it to do this. But
They're
for
loaning it out
example,
on credit cards.
right,
They're loaning it out on you. You get your credit card and you pay 30% interest on the money, but yet
yeah,
you put it in a bank and they give you nothing for it. You're loaning your money to the bank for
Terrible. That's
free.
terrible.
yeah. Well, I mean, there are two comparisons, right? You're to the 401k. The difference here is one, you have access to your money. 100% access and control, by the way, with no penalty for taking money out of your 401k before you're 112, right? And two, you have 100% security in the fact that the returns, at least historically, because I did say at the beginning, we'll talk facts, over a 4 year period of time, this has operationally, not all at once, not calculated per annum, but over that 4 year period, as of December of 2025, has 5x your money. We're in a 95% down market. So access, security, cash flow, as I gave him my example. You get to a point over a 10 year, right? Are most people going to work for the next 10 years or 9 years? If that's the case, and you start with a very low amount and it continues to do what it does. Oh, by the way, what if it ever saw a bull market?
Oh
Not a
yeah, this thing's been
95%
on a
down market.
straight down
Right?
market for 4 years and we're
Right.
cleaning up. Look what Alchemy Pay did January 22nd last year. It went from 2 cents, you can see 0.020, and in the next 6 days, it just took off, going straight up. Look at all this thousands of dollars of all that inventory I said I was buying on the way down. If it wiggles and then it goes lower and you add more and then it wiggles and it goes lower, you buy and sell, and then it goes lower. You're holding those that are underwater. Eventually, when the coin took off, and in 5 days or 6 days, it went from 2 cents. Look at all these cells, this constant closing. What was it went all the way to 2.6 cents. I mean to six, what was it?
5
5.6
point.
cents.
Right.
5.6 cents from basically 2 cents to 6 cents. You could look at it that way. And what was nice though is while it was doing that, the coin, it was still wiggling while it was going higher. It was still going up and down while it was trending higher. So the auto trader was still opening more and selling it and closing it.
Hey,
So
Ed.
you can see these open. So while it was going up, we were selling the inventory that we had before, selling it off. But while it was going up, it was still wiggling and we were adding more. We were basically double dipping on the way up. This is where
Hey,
the millions are being made, are going to be made when this market comes out of this 4 year downtrend.
hey, Ed, do me a favor and go to 1010, October 10th. Casey, would you agree that since 2017, what happened on October 10th was probably one of the top five major crashes that we've had? Top four or
In
five?
crypto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a lot of money. That was my first cycle.
Yeah.
I
Well,
watched I watched pretty much I was buying ETH, at whatever, $50, $60. It went up to, I don't know, $1,400 and then went back down to $40 or something. I literally lost everything. I'm like, oh no.
So I just want to show how this trader, this is the beauty of the trader. Ed Barsano
This is
says
a
it
day
all
when
the
it
time.
dropped like
Ed
30%
Bar,
or 50%, right?
yeah,
Yep.
but you say, Ed, you say all the time, you built this more for when the market goes down, not for when the market goes up 5%, it takes your money. That's easy. What happens when the market
Yeah.
goes down? So
Well,
look
look
at
what we
this.
did. The software just loaded up like
Load
crazy
it
on that
up,
beautiful down day.
load it up, load it
And
up.
you can see all those buys on that day when I think the market dropped 30, these coins dropped 30% or 50% in one
Yep.
day. And the auto said, whoa, get in. And we loaded up. And then look what, I mean, the software loaded up on its own, your trader. And then the next few days, it was just sell it all off.
Cha-ching,
Sell off
cha-ching,
all that
cha-ching.
inventory. Sell off all that free money,
And
all
Yep.
that inventory.
speaking of historical just behavior of the market, what's weird, I'm not sure why, but during midterm election years, we do see this drop in Bitcoin to go back to the 200-week moving average, and we see everything drop, which obviously is a good time to load up, but I wouldn't want to just like buy with a big chunk or decide when to buy. If this thing can see things that I don't have time to or can't
That's right.
even comprehend because it's so fast, so much
Same thing.
data, then
Well,
sure, we're
we
in a
get
down market,
tempted.
but if it keeps loading up, usually after the elections, we do have like a nice recovery trend starting. But we'll
Same
see.
thing happened, Ed, when we were in Fort Lauderdale. Same thing happened, not as much as 1010, but go to 129. We'll see the same pattern, 129, and then show people what happened on 130 and 131.
Oh, let me see if I
Oops,
have it on here. 129
129. That was
of this
enough. That's
year?
the day. That's the day silver dropped 40%.
Oh, this past couple weeks.
Yeah, look at all those buys.
Just yeah, yeah, just load up, load up. And
Load
then
up,
I
load
was
up.
actually tempted to buy $50,000 of each coin manually, and then I said to myself, don't do it because then you mess with the trader. Let
Right.
the software do the money management. Because what if it goes lower and I've already put all my money in at the top and they push it lower? Because nobody, let me tell you something about the market right now, this crypto market. Think about this. The crash that we've seen in the crypto market here, especially even in the last year, is bigger than the 1929 market crash. And people were jumping out of windows back then. It's bigger than the 2000 market crash, stock market crash. It's bigger than the 2008 stock market crash. The only reason that millions of people aren't jumping out of windows is because they weren't in crypto. Most people aren't. There are only a handful of people, or only a few of us. So otherwise, people would be freaking out because they're looking at their account value dropping and they're thinking, "Oh man, I'm losing everything." They would all be selling out right now, and that's what they're trying to do. The whales, the big companies, they're trying to get everybody. They're different than we are. We normal people, we want to just make money, but they want to make all the money. They don't want to just make some of the money. They want to own. They're actually doing a run on the crypto market. They're trying to buy up all the shares if they can. So every time you have a big down day like this where coins are going lower, this is millions of people sell their shares because they panic and think they're losing money. Whereas we load up on that beautiful down day.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and then tomorrow
BlackRock.
we'll
Well,
sell it all off. And that's what all this is. These are on down days, you're selling. I mean, you're buying, excuse me, and then on the up days, you start selling it all off and just locking in all that money. I mean, this one here made $1,100. That one made $453. And what's cool about it is it's what I always say is it's what does the market want to give me? You want to give me $1,000? You want to give me $27? I'll take that. You want to give me $25? I'll take that. It's not up to me to dictate what the market wants to give me. It's the software's going to take whatever the market wants to give.
Well,
So it's
BlackRock is buying the dip right now as we speak
oh,
today.
they're having a field
BlackRock is
day.
buying the dip.
And that's why I say it's a gift from God. What they're doing is we get to piggyback what the big boys are doing.
Yeah.
And anytime you think you're losing money or you feel like if a coin goes lower and I feel like, oh, my account's down. Well, you know what I think when I see that? I think, well, BlackRock has got billions of dollars into these coins. How much are they down? How much are they getting hammered? if they started going in the same time I did, all the way at the top, and now it's down 90%, these coins are 90% lower than where they were 4 years ago. They were loading up here the same as I was. Only my money's all spread out intelligently, so I can continue trading even while it's down here. But I still have all that inventory. I've got them trapped. They can never wiggle the prices higher without me closing off inventory. And then if it goes lower, I add the inventory again. So I've got the market trapped. It's almost criminal what I'm doing. I mean, it
Okay.
does kind of feel like, what right do I have to 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 just attach myself to a coin and say you're not allowed to move 5% without giving me money for the rest of your existence? You got to keep pumping me money.
I don't know if this is a good time to, because I just, whenever we got on the webinar, I just saw that you have this new trader health meter. I don't know how new it is because, like I said, I haven't looked at it in a minute.
It's new.
Oh
But
yeah, it's cool.
yeah, so, because what's funny is sometimes when it's dropping a lot and then their maximum lots, you guys can explain that. But this looks like something that is compelling to talk about right now, unless, no.
Okay, no, I don't mind. Here's the health meter. It's in your menu. I put it there for people to so they could see how their trader's doing. If there's anything that maybe you ran out of money or something. Sometimes I'll tell you what happens. Sometimes if you go to Coinbase and you start trading other coins that are not in GoBabyTrade, you could be using up the money the auto trader thought it had to use.
Hmm.
And the auto trader is allocating those funds, even though it hasn't bought the coins with it, it hasn't used it yet, but it said, I'm reserving enough money to take this coin to the bottom. And then all of a sudden, you actually, like one person went and bought $40,000 worth of XRP manually in Coinbase and just used up all of the money that the auto trader had. And then she sent me an email and said, how come my auto trader's not buying more? And I looked at her trader, I said, well, there's no money in here. You went to Coinbase and you used up all the money on some other coins. And that's, so you have to think about, the auto trader is doing all the money management. If I go to the next screen here, this is the health meter.
Yeah.
So the health meter, right, in my health meter, everything, no errors, nothing. Now, if there were errors, see, it's got all these things that it's checking. Just like if you go and get blood work, you want everything to be good. And they put the bads, if there were any problems, it might give you informational things. Like if it sees you do a manual trade, it will give you a warning up here, like an informational warning. It would be above all the green. It would give you an informational warning. It would say, we frown upon manual trading. Think about what you're doing because you could be using up all the money the auto trader uses, or or if you're manually buying, you're overbuying. You're putting too much in at the top. That's another thing that happens a lot, Crypto Casey. I hear a lot of people. They're like, I want my auto trader using all my money. It's like, no, because that means putting it all in at the top. And then when the coin drops, then you're praying that, oh God, please go back up there. We in life have a lot of other things to pray for, like health and stuff like that. We don't want to have to be praying that a coin goes up. I mean, what a wasted prayer, man. The Lord has to listen to that stuff. Oh God, please make my crypto go up. That's awful. But we don't have to pray about stuff like that. We don't care if it goes up there. Sit down here and keep pumping me money forever. I found a dollar bill a few weeks ago when I was walking out of a store, and it got ran over a whole bunch of times. I could see that it was folded up, and I tried to fan it out. I was afraid it was going to break. It was that brittle from getting run over by cars and stuff. And I put it in my wallet like a good luck charm. I think of that $1. It's so interesting because I was excited to find a dollar on the ground. And I got an auto trader that's cranking out money every other day. And I'm not even thinking about the money I'm making for free, that it's just running and just giving me free money. Then the other thing it has, other than informational, sometimes it'll have something that has like an X. This is a critical error. That means auto trader has no money to trade with, or a coin ran out of money because for some reason. Um, the
Ed,
next screen is
we got
the
a
select.
couple we got a couple questions in the Q&A, and we got 20 minutes left. But one of the
Okay.
questions goes into the highest trade count. So you want me to ask it, and then you could go to the highest trade count?
Oh, you want to jump there right away? All right. But you can put in your symbols here on the select currency screen and you tell it how much money. Usually you start with spread percents equally and you just divide up the money equally. It divides up your money equally per symbol. Now I hit spread funds equally because some coins are moving more than others. Like this one used 186,000 already. This one only used 99,000. So why so I hit spread funds equally. It takes the remaining money for each coin and kind of divides it up more to even out the money that's available for each coin. Plus, for those of you who already have an auto trader, we're adding to price declines. We add as the price is going lower, and then when they wiggle up, you sell them because you have allow sell checked. Only check add as price advances. Because if you buy a coin if you're a buy and holder, if I don't sell, if I have, like some people want to accumulate some symbols, like Bitcoin. I just want to buy Bitcoin and hold it. They want a dollar cost average into it. So they have to say add as price declines and add as price advances because they're not selling it off. Because if you bought it at 90,000 and it goes to 95,000, if you're not adding to advancers, you wouldn't be able to buy more at the higher price. So in that case, you say allow it to add to advancers. But if I'm allowing selling, if it goes up from 90 to 95, the software is going to sell it and take the profit. So you're always able to add to decliners. So I'm just saying, as long as you have allow sales checked, then you can uncheck this one. And the purpose of unchecking that is reserve all the money you can for when things go lower. Because when it gets down at the bottom, I want to have money to trade with. I want to always have as much money as possible. I don't want to have a lot of money up here and less money down here to work with. The software is actually designed, if you look at the rules itself, the lot sizes, how many shares to buy, it says system calc is use equal funds. So it's actually, if I'm investing the same amount of money, whether it's higher or lower, if I'm buying while the price is lower and I'm putting the same amount of money in, then I'm actually buying more shares than I was buying up here, but the money it's allocating per trade is the same, no matter where the price goes. So you're always trading. Always be trading. And just like a 7-Eleven, you stock the shelves, you sell the inventory, then you restock the shelves and you sell the inventory. That's what it's all about. Only you get to keep all the money. You don't have to pay employees. You don't have overhead, all that stuff.
Yep.
So you want him to talk about this next trade
Well, let me ask the
report.
question. Let me ask the question first. This is from Sam. Mr. Barsano, if I open a GoBabyTrade account for a relative for a smaller sized account, and if we choose only one or two coins to start with, which one or two coins would you choose? Well, we can't give financial advice, but this report would be very, very helpful to you, Sam. I could tell you which two I would use. Okay.
Well, if you're at Coinbase, all right, which two would you use?
I love SUI, SUI, and I love Ondo, ONDO. Those are great projects. Solid. They're not going anywhere. They're not meme coins. They're utility and they're powerful. They will be with us. Yep.
You can see they get steady trades.
Yep.
The important thing about this highest trade count report is like this one here, 1,559 trades in a year. When I say these are closed profitable trades, all trades in GoBabyTrade are profitable trades. Okay. Now, like look at this one here, FWOG. It just popped up there. It was never in the number 3 spot before.
Right.
But look at its monthly counts. The monthly closed trades, 80 in January, 58 in December, and then 100 in November. I mean, these are consistently beautiful numbers. Any of these coins up at the top are going to be gold. Depending on if you have a Coinbase account. See, like this coin here, Pirate is only at Coinbase. XCN is very popular. People love XCN, and it's at Coinbase and Kraken. Did 1,329 trades last year. You can see the monthly counts here, very nice. If you go to the bottom of the report, that's where the junk is. So many coins will give you, 2 trades in a month, 5 trades in a month.
Look at that, Bitcoin, 432. So
Which
yeah,
one?
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that unless you're dollar cost averaging.
Oh yeah,
Which one is it?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin,
I know,
432.
I hate to put them down. But there's some value in the fact that they were already over 120 and now they're cut in half. you know they're going to go back there. So there's nothing wrong with accumulating, doing the trading Bitcoin and even buying and saving it. It's okay. I mean, it works, you know, and remember, this is a 3% report. If you had a trader if you were only trading Bitcoin on 1% moves, you'd have a lot more trades because Bitcoin simply doesn't move enough on a percentage basis. See,
So
like
what
right
I
now,
do, whatever
Bitcoin's,
profit I make from the altcoins trading, I just have the the buy only option checked. So every time
see,
Bitcoin goes, so if you want to explain that, I mean, that's really
yep.
compelling use for
It's
me.
just what I was just saying. So what Crypto Casey has is she's got Bitcoin down here, and she said, don't allow it to sell, just allow it to add more, like that. So she's dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and it's just going to keep buying more as it wiggles around. The thing is, it does dollar cost averaging better to let the auto trader do it than you doing it, because you're going to put too much of your money in at the wrong prices. You might put all your money in while Bitcoin was at 110,000. Now it's at 65,000. You have no money to trade with, to even add more with. You've used up all your money at the top. Let the auto trader do it. It divides up the money so that it's covering you no matter which direction the market's going to go in. So yeah,
Good. Yeah, well, I don't know if everybody caught what Crypto Casey was saying. Is using the leverage of the the trading in the trader in altcoins to make free money to then dollar cost average into a long term asset such as Bitcoin,
very good. Yeah.
which means free money.
Yep. Hey, we got a great comment from Anthony. I want to read it real quick for those of you that are new. For everyone here new to the webinar and Go Baby Trade, I've been running the trader since June of 2025, and I must contest that this is a gift, a true blessing in disguise. This is the only tool I utilize. It makes me happy to see the money it makes, but even more so, it gives me a peace of mind. This
Mm-hmm.
trader allows me to focus on what really matters, and that's time with my family, creating memorable moments in life with the loved ones. Hey, Anthony,
Yep.
thank you so much for your
That's what
time.
Edward says a
Yep.
lot.
Couldn't said it better. Anthony, we missed you the past few weeks. Thank you very much for taking the time to comment.
And if you're wondering how much money do you need to trade, you know, we had the highest trade count report. It's a 1 year report, and it just shows how much people made per. And again, this is what's important is the profits taken. This is what will add up for the rest
Right.
of your life. And what it's showing here is like this guy here with a $163 account. It took $465 in profits. That's almost a 300% return. I mean, that's remarkable. That's after trade fees, by the way,
Yeah.
already deducted because the software takes the profit. It actually it adds the trade fee to the trade, so make sure it makes enough money to cover the fee. And
Hey,
this
we
is the
got a
net
question.
profit.
We got a question that actually Casey could probably answer real well. Patrick Jenkins is asking, how do the whales keep the prices down?
I can answer that in two
Um,
seconds.
well, I'll let Ed say it because
All
he probably
right.
answers this all the
Well,
time. Because my answer might be
it's the
very long.
game. All
Yeah.
right. Well, it's just they own all the shares. It's no different than if you owned all the shares. I mean, if you were sitting on 95% of the shares, you could lower the price too. Just sell. If you want to buy, picture this. Look, you got to understand where the whales are. They already own 95% of all the shares that are out there. That should tell you a lot. They own all the shares. The
Yep.
Hunt brothers tried to corner the silver market, I think around 2010, and they
No,
tried to
not.
do it, but they didn't. They
It's the
couldn't do it.
80s.
80s,
Oh, was it
yeah,
in the 80s? That
85,
long ago?
yeah,
Oh, all
yeah.
right. Well, a long time ago. They tried to corner the silver market. They tried to buy up all the silver, and they didn't have enough money to do it. They couldn't pull it off. They almost did it. But the cryptos, they're trying to do the same thing. The whales, BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, they're trying to get all the shares, and you can see what they're doing. They can't help them. They keep pushing the prices lower even though there's nothing but good news. Alchemy pays like Apple Pay worldwide. I've been telling everybody that for 4 years. Then they just partnered with Apple Pay. I mean, they're like, and they're going for they're less than a penny. What a joke!
All right, so
What an
here's my answer.
opportunity!
My answer is exactly the same. I have a video coming out about this because it's a big question. So The way the crypto market works is it follows Bitcoin. No matter how great these projects are, they all follow the price of Bitcoin. And one of the last attack vectors that they have against Bitcoins is trying to centralize as much of the actual Bitcoin in their own custody as possible. And even Michael Saylor, I don't think he's in on anything, but if they can get him liquidated enough where they just take all his Bitcoin, they're further going to centralize it in order to try to do what they did with silver and gold to be able to suppress and control the price. So what they're trying to do is shake everybody out. They're trying to deleverage people that have lent against their Bitcoin or borrowed against their Bitcoin in order to literally custody as much as possible to try to control the price going forward.
And if they can control, then, so what they're doing is, while they're doing that, they're loading up on all these altcoins. Alt means alternative to Bitcoin. That's what altcoins are. And I learned that from Crypto Casey, by the way. I watch your posts.
I was just going to give her credit for it.
Yeah. I learned a lot, and I'll tell you, automating the market has taught me so much over the last 25 years. That's what keeps me going, is there's so much corruption out there. I'm like, and I love it because that's what's nice about software is it never forgets a rule. You could write down all the rules that you trade by before you make a buy on paper. And then when you actually go to make that manual buy, go through that list, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to know what you're going to find? A lot of times you're going to still do the trade even though you're violating your own rules that you wrote down. Sometimes you just do it anyways. You say, I don't care. I'm going to still do it with the hopes that it'll go up. You're gambling. The auto trader doesn't gamble. Not even for a penny. It will not give in. So that's what's happening. They control the price. They can push the prices down, and it's beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to push the prices down if it means people are going to sell their coins? And when that was what I was saying. If I'm BlackRock, say for example, and I want to buy $30 million, or if I'm anybody, if I'm Tom Brady, and I want to buy $30 million worth of a coin, well, how do you get? There's got to be people willing to sell $30 million worth. There's got to be a lot of selling going on out there for me to be able to buy $30 million worth. Otherwise, you can't buy it if nobody's selling it. So you have to get the public to sell. And the easiest way, the simplest way is because the public is brainwashed. And what they do is they lower the price. And when it lowers the price of the coin, your inventory you're sitting on goes down in value, which lowers your account value. And I talk to people literally every week about this stuff. It's like, stop looking at the account value. You know what this account value was here, I think about 6 months ago? $1.3 million. It's $800,000 less. I'm not crying about it. I'm not even thinking about it. I don't even care. Because I wasn't going to run out and buy a Ferrari today or tomorrow. I'm in no hurry. It's only a 2-seater. Who would want that? But anyways, I'm just saying, unless you're going to run out and buy a house with the money, I mean, leave it alone. And don't worry that it went down, because while it was going down, look what I was doing. I was accumulating inventory.
Yep.
And
I think I need to make like a whole 30-minute video about account value.
Right. Yeah. You
Because it's kind of complex, but it's simple once you get it.
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, you talked about it earlier, Casey.
It would help. It would help.
If you're a buy and holder in the last 5 years, how much are you worried about your account value?
A lot, because that's
right. You're worried about it well, that's the answer I wanted, because a buy and holder account value is totally different than the account value of if somebody owns a trader. Because if you own a trader, you recognize that the more the volatility, the more it trades over time, and the closed positions continue to go up, eventually you get to the point where you've made more money than what your original investment is. You no longer have a relevant reason to even reference your account value, because that's still inventory that you already own that's using to make money over time. It's a complete dichotomy of a buy and hold strategy. So here, got a very interesting question. PA, whoever PA is, how does GoBabyTrade compare to others? Well, that's a very easy answer. There is no comparison, because there is no other system that works this way completely 100%. You may go out and look at a bot, you may look at a system, but you may look at indicators, but those require you to actually place the order to buy or sell, right? If you look at If you look at the bottom of your filled order screen, 2:47 a.m., 3:48 a.m. This trades for you 24/7, 365. No emotion,
Oh
no
yeah.
excitement, no preparation, no anything. There literally is. I mean, you tell me, Casey. You're probably more attuned and an expert to answer this question. Have you seen any other platform that exists like this on
Day
the
and
open
night.
market?
No, I've come across some things that I looked into that are not, I wouldn't put them in the same category. They do have some, need some education or some experience with trading and know how to use it as a tool, not something that is just autonomous. I
Right.
was gonna say, like, have you guys been looking at, because I mean, almost every day on Twitter, there's a bunch of new AI stuff, not just particularly with trading, but with almost everything in the
Yep.
world. And
Yep.
Ed, do you guys like keep up with some of that, or you just kind of look at
I
what comes
do.
across your desk? So I'd like a
No,
comment
I
on
do.
that,
I
like
look,
what you've seen particularly with that, because you know much more about this than I do, this particular use case.
but well, definitely, when people see bots and stuff like that, they're picturing robots and stuff like that. And there's more than one AI in a robot. Let me tell you that. There's more than, I mean, people, I think that's a misunderstanding that people have about what AI is. This auto trader has two AIs in it. One for when the prices are going higher and one for when the prices are going lower. One AI can't cover both. Okay? It's pattern recognition and they're all taught differently and they learn differently. And so, there's a misunderstanding of what AI is. And that's a whole presentation on that would be
Hey,
worth
Ed,
its while.
Colette is saying, I'd love to see how the trader performs in a true bull run. Has Ed seen a bull run since he launched the trader? No,
Nope.
No. Yeah, I did.
no.
And
No,
I
actually,
did.
I was part of the little mini one, and I was like, man, it was going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it from April of 24 when
Yeah,
I
that's when.
of 20 April of 21 when I first automated the crypto market. From April to October, the market it was just going ballistic, straight up. And so I saw what I realized like, oh my God, that's when I first found crypto. I mean, people were asking me to automate the crypto market since 2017. I was entrenched in the stock market. I was ignoring them. Then in 2020, after I rewrote the software to be web based, I didn't have to deal with people running auto traders on their computers all over the world. So there was really nothing to do because it was all web based and that meant it all ran on my servers and that means there were no problems. Everything was just always running. I didn't have to worry about did you not turn on your auto trader this morning kind of things, or
And
were
what's
you having
funny,
computer problems at home. I don't have to worry about that. So I automated the crypto market. As soon as I turned on the crypto trader, I went, oh my God, I did not know prices move like this. This is way better than the stock market. Forget the stock market.
yeah, whenever,
This is where the money is, baby. You want to get rich, this is it. And then what a gift that they actually slammed the coins all the way down over 90% over the last 4 years so we could load up at all those price points all the way down. Picture a ladder, and I only have another couple minutes, 1 minute actually. Picture a ladder with no prongs in it, no steps, right? You go in at the top. You created the first step on the ladder. There's a ladder, right, that you use to climb up on roofs. You only got one step. And you're buying and selling. As you add that step and take it away. Then it goes lower, now you add a second step. And now this one's going up and down. You keep putting a step on and taking it off. And then if it goes lower, you added another one and another one. So now you got all these steps, right? Anytime they can never wiggle the prices. If they try to go up, you get rid of steps by selling and taking profits. And you keep putting them back and then if they try to go lower, you put the steps back. For the rest of your life, you got them trapped and you're pumping either way. You just got them trapped for the rest of your life. I love this system and anybody that doesn't get it. And that's the public. That's the web. That's the internet. See, this is what everybody knows this is a therapy session for me because I get to get it off my chest because I don't see how the world doesn't see the free money for life. Because, like I said, if it works for a 7-Eleven and a Quick Mart and Albertsons and Sprouts and Whole Foods and every other store out there, what are they doing? They're putting product on the shelf and they're selling it, taking it off, putting it on, selling it, putting it on, selling it. Never stop trading. You'll get rich. And then what a gift. The whales did it for us. They actually pushed the coins all the way down to the bottom and allowed us to be able to capitalize at the very bottom. We are doing what they always did. In 1929, when the market crashed, the rich got filthy rich because they loaded up at the bottom. Everybody else just got hammered. Same thing in the 2000 market crash. They pushed the stocks all the way down. Millions of people got hammered. We were all using margin. That's where you lost your money. I was margining too, and 60% of my wealth vaporized. But now with the software does not margin at all, and it's there's no manual. You don't have to manually trade. Even though you have buttons here, you can click add and close anytime you want. If you want to close positions, that's okay. And the auto trader just does it all. Now it's just a money machine. Sit back and watch it crank out money for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Casey, you were trying to squeeze a word in.
Sorry.
I experienced a little bit of a mini bull situation. So whenever I got in January 2024,
Yep.
it went up. Yeah, there was a crazy March situation, and then one through looks like September and October. So it does act a lot differently whenever it's going up.
Yeah,
But
very
you need to
aggressive.
have these downtimes to experience that. I'll say
Right.
that.
Right.
Well, but the longer what I always say is every day and I'm not a salesman, everybody knows that, but every day that you don't have an auto trader, two things are not happening that need to be happening. Number one, you're not taking profits. Every day you're not running an auto trader, you're just missing free money that they're throwing at you every day, every other day.
Yep.
The other thing that you're not allowing the auto trader to do is build inventory. See that 24 lots? That's 24 steps on that ladder I own. That means if these coins jump 50% in a day, I might sell 10 of those off in one day. Boom. Thanks for all that free money. And the same thing here. 24 lots, 36 lots of GRT. What I've been saying lately is GRT's been in play. They got 70,000 companies using them. Nobody knows how to write. I don't know how to put data on the blockchain. I don't know what other programmers do unless you're going to specialize in that. That's what they specialize in. Putting stuff on the blockchain, taking it off contracts and all kinds of stuff. They got 70,000 and more companies using them. They're hardly going out of business. And their price has been going lower and lower and lower, especially in the last couple months. That tells me the whales are trying to load up on that coin like crazy. They're trying to get as many shares. The coin price right now is at a record low. In the whole existence of GRT, the graph, it's never been that low. It's at a record low. And there's no, what I call resistance going up, all the way at least to 9 cents. That means that coin could jump to 9 cents tomorrow with no resistance at all. The minute the big boys say, I've got enough shares, now let's let it rock. And remember another thing, Bank of America, banks are always against crypto. They don't like people taking their money out of the bank, And Bank of America, they do their investments with Merrill Lynch. They have Merrill Lynch office inside the bank, right? They are now allowed to sell Bitcoin or ETFs, crypto ETFs. Banks are now coming on board. So watch it. And that's what Trump said, in the Trump summit in the White House last year. He put 25 multi-millionaire crypto guys in there, and he said, remove all the regulations holding back the crypto market. And you notice, since then, the market's been going straight down. Why? Because now it's becoming more of a sure bet, a sure investment, because they know all these regulations are going to go away. And so that's when they want to lower the prices so they could load up. It's obvious. It's just common sense stuff.
Well, Ed, we really we know you got to go. You've got an appointment, so we really appreciate you
I
being
got to run.
here.
I'm 5 minutes late.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for being here. And Casey, you got any parting words for Ed?
Yeah.
No, thank you as always. I really appreciate
Coming to Vegas
you.
again?
Yeah, I need to get it on the schedule.
Casey came to Vegas one time and she called me up. I was so surprised. She said, hey man, you want to come to the Bellagio? I think was it the Bellagio?
Yeah, it was
It was,
Bellagio.
yeah, you said you want to come meet me at the Bellagio? I never met her before, and I'm like, all right. So I right away got all dressed. And then when I saw her, she's wearing jeans, and she said, you didn't have to get all dressed. Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I'll never forget it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Ed,
thank you.
thanks for joining us always. We're going to continue here for a couple of minutes. I
Yep.
think there's a couple more questions
Okay,
for
I'll
Casey,
stop
but
sharing my screen.
we'll see you we'll see you next week.
Yep, sounds great. Thank you, everybody.
Nice,
See ya.
yeah.
Blessings. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Just to recap, everybody take a look at the chat. Did I make it to everyone? Yes. All right. So I put Crypto Casey's a discount link in there. If you click on it, it will take you to the front page, and all the reports that we showed you, you'll have access to be able to do your own research. I hope that uh, uh, Casey's experience obviously is is key to understanding, particularly those that don't understand the market, or some of you that are here that may be new. It literally, this is a, there's lots of ways to make money, but with security, with peace of mind, with the ability to just set something up and let it go. There's not a lot of choices. You can own a whole bunch of real estate with lots of toilets and tenants in trouble, and tie up a whole bunch of money, and that gives you a little bit of cash flow, maybe. You can own a whole bunch of stocks that throw off some dividends, but that is a wealth building strategy that is decades to make it. Right? We've shown you a tool that literally throws off cash flow with security, with peace of mind, with the ability to capitalize on it, and position yourself in the lowest of low markets, positioning yourself to uh, have it skyrocket. I mean, Casey, what other strategies might you share with people that give them this sort of leverage, if any?
I would just probably your job, or if you create a business, if you're an entrepreneur and you have cash flow that you're actively working with, um, or any kind of other asset that you're putting to work, maybe machinery, it'd all be in the physical world that requires constant maintenance and paying attention to, maybe managing employees. This is a very unique thing to add to an overall investment strategy, in my opinion, and what my experience has been.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's a good point because I actually have had a couple of discussions, and we've talked about it maybe once or twice during the show, during the previous shows, where if you're looking to start a business, if you're trying to get something that replace your 9 to 5, and you're working really hard at it, whether it's a franchise or whether it's starting your own business. Casey just touched on it. There's all kinds of employee issues and all of these time management things that you have to get yourself into. As a matter of fact, if you're an entrepreneur, you work way harder than you do as a 9 to 5 regular. Sorry, I'm gonna offend you, slave employee, because that's what you're taught. Go to school, get a job, trade time for money. This, if you look at it as a business and you said, okay, what could I put 15, 20, $10,000 into buying a business that would make me money? Well, there's no employees, there's no time, there's no trouble, there's no learning curve, there's no insurance, there's no employees that don't show up. Treat this as a business. Consider buying this as a business.
Yeah,
Maybe.
good point. Real
Yeah.
good point.
So just
Hey,
to cover, I'm sorry, Attila, just to cover what I put in Crypto Casey's exclusive $1,000 discount. I also put in support at GoBabyTrade and support at rctmarketingsystems.com. That goes to Attila and I. If you have non-technical questions that you didn't get answered here, or if they pop up later, then do send us a note. If you've got more technical questions, if you buy the trader, and say, hey, I really don't want to fumble with this. Please help me set it up. You can even send us an email, and we're always jumping on Zooms. It literally doesn't take more than really 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We can cover that and questions. And then you'll get a Zoom link in a couple of days that gives you a replay of this. That I always love it when Crypto Casey comes on. So you'll have that. If you don't see it, if you would kindly subscribe to our my company. Actually, mine and Attila's other company, which is Financial Intelligence for You, our YouTube channel. We load all of these replays up so you have access to them and all the show notes and all of the links that were shared here. If somehow you missed Crypto Casey's discount link and 2 weeks from now you're like, oh, geez, what is it? Go look at the YouTube channel. So,
Yep. PA had a question. He says, is there an example of how GoBabyTrade will return the investment for a $10,000 account?
yep.
That would be two things. That would be financial advice, first of all. We don't give that. But second of all, you're referring to a yield. Yields are fixed. That would mean a guarantee. You put $10,000 into some sort of an account, let's say a CD, and it gives you 0.01% a year, which is about what it does. Ridiculous, right? This is returns. These are returns based on what there's a lot of variables. Which coins did you select? How much money are you trading with? When did you start? What is the market doing while you have the trader? It could be all over the map. It could be 3% a month. It could be 2% a month. It could be 7% a month. It could be 15% a month once we start going back into that bull market. So no, we can't give you, all we could give you is 25 years of consistent success, and everybody that ends up a licensee just absolutely loves this thing. The only people that feel like they betrayed themselves are the ones that did not listen to us carefully when we say you don't need any more than 3 to 4 coins. And they put 20 coins in there. They're shooting themselves in the foot. You're actually hurting yourself with more coins. So I'm saying it right now, if you're on this Zoom and you don't own the license yet, there's no need for, if you have less than $5,000 you're trading with, 2 is plenty to start with. You could always add another one once you get closer to 10K. But other than that, folks, I mean, it's just plain work. So just, don't miss out on this volatility. This thing is built for volatility. We got the most volatile asset class on planet Earth, crypto. And we've got Ed Barsano that says it best. It's just free money, man. It's free money.
Yep. And my 2 cents on that is I just posted the calculator that I was using. It defaults to traditional finance, but you can change the numbers as I showed you. And actually, I believe PA, I sent a direct link of a excuse me, a $10,000 scenario that gives you the ability to look at numbers. And I put in there exactly this, what is 62.7% ROI that my nonprofit trader is running at, and you can see the results. Money and math don't lie. The power of compounding can work in your favor. You have dare I say, a tool that requires no brain cells to operate, that just works. It works for me. It works for Attila. Obviously, you have Crypto Casey that's an expert in the field, that has never seen anything that completely autonomous that just works for you. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll turn it over to Casey for parting words. Casey. I am so amazed to see you all the time. We miss not getting together with you recently, but hope to do that again in the future. And it would be awesome if if we could schedule some time to sort of map out when you might be able to come back on and join us, and then be able to project that to the to your audience. I know that you talk about it all the time on your videos, but if you said, hey folks, not only are we here every Wednesday, but if you're available Wednesday, March or April or whatever, blah blah blah, I'm going to be live, because when people hear in advance that we get flooded. The last time we had over 300 people, when
Yeah.
people knew that you were coming. Not that I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form as a negative, that you took time out of your very valuable and busy schedule today to join us. But yeah, my only angst
Yeah.
is getting to enough people fast enough, and you have a great audience that follows you religiously, and we feel so privileged to be able to add a little bit of value to that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I mean,
Um,
go ahead, Attila.
no, you finish up and then I got something to finish up with.
Oh, I
Finish
was
up
just
on the
saying,
finisher.
well, I mean, it's crazy out there, following the news, following the markets. exponential growth and enhancements and all this technology. I mean, this thing is the only thing that probably you don't have to think about right now, which
Yeah.
is weird to say. I mean, I really have no other words right now than that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been crazy. It's been a crazy 2026 and we're just getting started.
Already, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
the speed in which news and information, and in most cases disinformation, that comes at us, it just makes people more and more confused. As a matter of fact, that's part of the manipulation of the machine. Is that we go all the way back to the beginning of this the show when we talk about freeing up your time, which is the only thing we can't make more of, right? You're a young whippersnapper. I'm a slightly older than you with an 11-year-old. But wherever you are in life, if you could ever create, I mean, why does everybody get up now? Right? It's because we're told we have to go to work to be able to make money to feed the scam machine, right? And if you could semi-distance and unplug yourself and be able to create residual income and cash flow, real cash flow that improves your life and gives you a little bit more ability to buy your time back and spend life doing life instead of working until you die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. So I just want to share something. Can you give me screen sharing ability,
I
Edward?
can bear with me. Yes. Good.
Casey, you've not even seen this, but your audience certainly has not. And I just thought it would behoove everybody to see this. So back in October, I had a hunch. I said, you know what? Let me see. Let me see what it would be like if I traded. I used the GoBabyTrade stock trader and traded just one stock, and it's SLV, silver. It's a paper trading account, so it behaves just like, it gets you the same returns that a real live trader would. But I started with 50K. And guess what? I launched this on 10/19. So tomorrow will be 4 months. It's utilized about ten to $13,000 out of the 50,000 to make $6,300 in 4 months.
Nice.
So PA, what's that return? You know what I'm saying? This is just one other example of this thing. I've not paid attention to it. Literally, I didn't even know this, that, roughly 24 minutes before we started our Zoom today and went live, it took a nice $153 profit. Okay. And this is with silver going down. Let's look at the date. It was 129 when silver, look at the price here. It closed at 105. And then just 3 days later, it was 73 bucks. You know?
Yep.
So even with that, it still just keeps taking money. So just example after example, just buy the darn thing. That's all I got.
It is really
Just
hard to
buy
argue
it.
with
I
it.
mean, just buy. I had a mentor. I had a mentor many years ago. His name was George, and his last name began with a Z. This guy was something else. And he said something once that knocked me to the ground. And he said, "Just do the thing, and you shall have power." You know how we hesitate? We hesitate with so many things in our lives. Just do the thing, and you shall
Yeah.
have power.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about buying the license. Just do the thing, and it's going to give you financial power. A little bit differently phrased. But anyway, Casey, so nice to see your face now after such a long break. We appreciate you so much. And then, like Edward said, let's team up and have a powwow and discuss doing this again and giving your audience a nice 3 to 4 week window of warning. And
Well, not warning, but a jubilation and
yeah,
anticipation.
yeah.
We don't want to
Right.
warn her or warn anybody. We want them to show up. The more people that we can expose this message to, the more I feel, and I know, Casey, we've talked about it before. The ability to bless as many people and serve as many people as at the highest level is really our motivation. So,
Yep, yep. So we'll
yep,
see you back here next Wednesday at 2 p.m.
yes,
And you've got the discount link in the chat.
I do.
And don't forget, well, Edward, did you post the support emails also?
I did. I'm going to do
Great.
it just before we say
Yeah.
say arrivederci.
So
I'll
while you're
post them again.
while you're doing that, I'll explain. So if you have any questions, the first reach out is to us. That's support at rctmarketingsystems.com. And if it's a real highly technical question, just send it to corporate support at gobabytrade.com. So that's easy. It's going to be in the chat here in about a second.
Yep, it's in the chat.
It's in the chat.
It's in the chat. Yep. And again, keep an eye out on our YouTube channel. Thank you, Casey, for allowing us to reshare the messages. And that's it. I just want to say again, as I started, thank you so much for the privilege of your time and staying with us. It's shorter. Anthony would agree. We normally are going about an hour and a half now. It's great, obviously, when Crypto Casey joins us. And likely, as we anticipate that there's going to be a flood of people that know about it when she comes to see us again, there'll be lots of questions, but it's always a privilege. Thank you.
By the
Thank
way,
you, Casey.
with tokenization, just imagine that screen I just showed you with silver. That's only 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Imagine when the stock market is totally tokenized and it's 24/7, even 24/5 would be amazing. That same trade, it'd probably be double that number.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I might make a video about that.
You know what
Yep,
I'm saying?
that's
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming. That stuff's coming.
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, it's all coming.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Thanks for being
Yep.
here. We'll see you next time.
Casey, great to see you.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Y'all be safe out there. See you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.